The last thing that I wanted to speak about was I know that the Hakuho Cup is kind of like the kids tournament for the world, but I think that if we had an actual kids world, that would be extremely beneficial for the growth of sumo. And with that being said, Hakuho is only for young boys, and Dream Girls is not did not happen this year, so that was like a missed opportunity. I was just thinking, do you guys think that that would be something that would be beneficial for sumo?
Obviously, giving kids the opportunity to practice our sport also from a young age is important. Just as a general, in general terms, when it comes to every country has different rules when it comes to like what kids are allowed to be involved in. We are not allowed to bring athletes to any type of international championship until the year they turn 15, and then they cannot compete in any under 15 tournament. It has to be an under 18 championship. That's just the rules that we deal with from home. That's one of the most strict. Scandinavia is very strict in general when it comes to kids sports. What I would like to see the development for kids and specific, but particularly youth sport for teenagers and young adults, is an increased focus on adding under 18 categories and under 21 categories to both open events, but also for the under 21s and for the under 18s. You could easily have the same type of tournament systems as you have for the adults. With regards to under 15, when it comes to international tournaments, I think the U15 is the lowest you really should go. Because like bringing like 8-year-olds to across the world to compete in a combat sport, they should maybe compete more locally. Closer to home, less travel time. Again, it's a tough one because if you have one club in Alaska, and they're the only ones doing it, they will have to travel what for us would be like traveling to North Africa. That's the distances we're talking here. And I live on the other side of Europe, But at the same time, like developing these good tournament system also for youth is, I think, the way to go is to not get locked into the championship mentality for the youth and kids, but developing good systems for them, like youth sumo games, for instance, youth sumo tournament systems. Adding the youth categories to open tournaments, like that type of like more inclusive policy, and especially getting the equality between girls and boys categories. We have a policy in our team. We do not go to any tournament that they don't offer women's categories. If you say this is a tournament for men's only, we don't turn up. I don't care. We're going to be even more stringent on when we're picking tournaments for our team calendar. Does the host have female athletes of their own? If they don't in the future, we're probably going to skip that one just straight off the bat. That's a really important thing for us because women are half of the population, and in our team they're actually pretty much are closing up on half. We have 100 athletes eligible for international selection this year, and roughly 35 of them are women. So that's we're really working on that, but it's important to have the equal representation, equality, from the get-go and across the board is just so important. Representation in terms of the kids and youth categories as well. As I mentioned, with like adding that U15 category, even if you think nobody's going to show up, have it on the board, have it on there. So you show that, okay, if they do turn up, they're welcome. Maybe you say like, oh, but there's no women lightweight, you know. But yeah, but put on the category. Put on the category. If nobody turns up, well, you just delete it. But you at least you have it on the invite. You know, that's very important, I think.
Exactly, exactly. I think we have to build for them. If we don't build for them, they will never come. That's just the nature of the beast. So I think that that's huge. That's huge. Joel, we were speaking about a team tournament, like a worlds, but for kids, or for youth. What do you think about that?
So the Hakuho Cup. Well, the Hakuho
Kind of
Cup's
like the
a
Hakuho.
successful tournament for kids.
It's only
However,
for boys though.
at a
We're
world
looking
level,
for equality.
correct, yeah, at a world level, there's not really something like that in the amateurs for both the girls as well. So I think that there's definitely a need for that, and I also think that with the girls, they need to kind of have the opportunity presented to them because I've talked to a lot of girls that are interested. However, then they kind of just think they're going to get smashed by a bunch of boys. So when they can actually have a girl who's there to go, hey, let's have a go together, and then there's more involvement, like you're saying, I think that the girls is a big part of that, and they're just as much part of the representation we need at the international level. We are lacking with the girls a little bit at the adult level, so it does start with the juniors. I think, yeah, we spoke briefly about this when we were together last time, Sigmund, about Singapore and the possible future for that country with sumo, and if we're all working together, that could be a good destination for everyone to come together.
I yeah to spill that little secret. I've It's been some time since I've been in contact with them now, but I've been working on trying to influence the Singapore Wrestling Federation to adopt sumo, because Singapore is a major airport hub centered in Southeast Asia. So it's like it binds together all of us, you know, both the Americas, Oceania, East Asia, also Africa if they get involved, and Europe can easily get to Singapore. It could be a very very good hub for us. Same with Thailand, where they have World Championships now, but it's not the same. I mean, look, Singapore is such a much bigger, much more major hub than Bangkok is. If you're talking, but another hub which would be very interesting would be Cape Town, South Africa, because South Africa has a very strong sport culture on account of rugby, and again on account of rugby, great flight connections to both Europe and United States and Oceania and Asia. Like Cape Town, South Africa is a very good hub. So I hope to get South Africa involved again. To drop like one and this is like spilling a little bit of beans, but we hope to can't do it next year, but we hope that the year after maybe to get a Scandinavian sumo games going with youth categories and more of like the style of a more traditional wrestling tournament with many rings at the same time, you know, just with like focusing on getting the numbers. Hope to put it close to the Swedish border so you can fly into either Oslo or Gothenburg. And we hope to get that as like the big event for like youth sports for both men and women in sumo. But that's a couple of years in the making still.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, since you guys are spilling secrets, I might as well spill one too. I am in talks with Mexico, a couple different organizations in Mexico that are trying to start a sumo federation there. So we're dealing with a little bit of backwards paperwork, but in the near future, I'm hoping that we're going to have multiple countries in North America having sumo clubs. And we're still working on Puerto Rico too, which is still technically its own country. So we are working real hard on this hemisphere to get more sumo cracking. So it's fun times. This is really fun times. Now we're about to break away. Sigmund, I'll let you go first. Is there anything that you want to say before we wrap up?
If there's anyone listening to this who is in a country that's not currently represented in sumo wrestling, please just start doing sumo by yourself in your backyard with your mate. The road from there to being a real sumo organization isn't long. It's not long at all. You need a circle in the sand, and you can start with weightlifting belts, and you get mawashi like a little bit further on. And if you need help, tips and tricks, please contact us at Norway Sumo Team, and we will be so happy to give you all the advice that we can in terms of tournaments to turn up to, basic training techniques, invites to our training camps. Like, just if you're in a country that doesn't currently have a sumo team, please just start up your own. Especially if you're Swedish and listening to this, please start a Swedish team. We need you guys.
Nice. Joel, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. And if you've got something valuable out of our discussion, I think the future is the opportunity that we make for sumo. So the possibilities are endless. But as a sport, we've got a long way to go. And then the younger generation really is going to miss out on a lot if we as the older generation aren't providing the opportunities for them to continue in the sport and actually grow amateur sumo as the sport it should be, because at the moment we're kind of all working together. We've got this great community, this passionate people, but we aren't at our full capacity. We aren't, able to say fly, so to speak. So until we really just, keep doing things like this, we're collaborating together, we're helping each other out, and we're showing some of those values on off the dojo that we do on the dojo of sportsmanship and just that integrity. So as a sporting organization that wants to become involved, like just if you're ready to jump in, just the people are there involved in sumo already, and we are all going to work together and help each other out. It's not about always just being the best and winning every match. Like, there's a lot more going on for the sport and for people as a whole. It can give a lot more back to everybody who wants to join in to sumo. So that's just my bit. But yeah, reach out. That would be great. Thanks a
All
lot
right.
for listening.
Heck yeah. And JJ here. You guys know where to reach me. Anyone, anywhere. We got you. There's someone doing sumo somewhere near you, and we will make sure that we will guide you through that journey. And with that, we will say, Ja Mata.